Hey, this is Jay Chatfield, Loving Yourself to Life. This podcast is brought to you by Grace Guidance Production, where we produce literature, podcasts, events, just awesome groups that will motivate you to heal, encourage you to live, and inspire you to love your life on purpose. I know. I've been gone for a while, and always for good reasons. Always for good reasons. And one of these things that's just kind of like has gotten me is that they have changed the way you do the podcast now. So now I have to use another program and then send it there. So I can't even add my little music, but I'll figure it out. I'll get back to regular production. But I do want to say, if you are not subscribed to my YouTube channel, Loving Yourself to Life, please do. You know how the symbol look with the tree. You've seen me going over to YouTube. And also I am on Facebook, where I do have at Loving Me Too is the handle, but it's loving myself back to life. I think that's how it goes. But again, just look for the symbol that I have, that tree of life. Or like I said, just look for my face, Jay Chatfield. It'll show you my stuff if you look up Jay Chatfield on Google. So I had to take time in order to work on some inner healing stuff. And like I said, if you haven't seen any of my YouTube stuff, it's easier for me to record there now than here. And you know, when stuff starts to downloading, I don't want to have to go and do all these little things, because you guys, y'all know I hate doing the little small things. I want it to be as easy as possible to get the message through to you guys. Well, in this season, I have been healing some things, learning more about me as a healer. So you know what that means, healers out there. Yep, I got something I had to handle. I had a growth that came up on me right up under my breast. And I've been debating if I wanted to publish the pictures, because it looks pretty gross. But listen, as gross as it looked, that's as bad as it hurt. I was sitting in my room for at least 4 days, and there were so many things that happened to allow me to focus in on my healing. Well, I started working out, and it produced this bacteria up under my breast. I never had triple D breasts before. Listen, I didn't know you were supposed to air them suckers out. Like nobody tell me that. It started creating a rash under my breast, but one of the rash formed into a bacteria larvae and created in my skin. It responded by creating like an abscess around it, and it hurt a little bit at first, and I was like, oh, okay, this will go away, this is easy. I put a little tea tree oil in it, and it went down, but the knot stayed there. And I kept treating it. I still kept going to the gym, and it got really painful. And I said, you know what? I know how to get rid of this. I'm gonna fast. It wasn't coming to a head. It was like 2 months in, but it wasn't. It was still moderately hurting. And I have a high threshold for pain because I had hidradenitis, which they call HS, for a long time. So my pain tolerance is something that I would get. An average person that would never get it would probably just fall over and just be like, y'all, listen, where the knife at? Let me cut this out. So I have a high pain tolerance, and I thought this is just like any other boil that would come up, like a hair follicle boil, but I did not know that it was the bacteria that formed a larvae under my skin, and my skin had become inflamed trying to push it out. Well, when I fast, it created a little opening for it to kind of come up. But what happened was I started eating after it. I started eating an anti-inflammatory diet, but my body was still like, no, you need to dry fast, because I dry fast first, then I didn't eat. So it was like a 48-hour period and it was coming to a head. So I was like, oh yeah, this is over. No, 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 baby. That sucker grew to the size of the palm of my hand. And it couldn't get any air because my right breast was laying on it. You guys, look, I would rather go have 5 epidurals than have that thing again. I have never had anything on me that large before and that full of fluid. It formed this big old thing the size of my hand, and then it had this little white piece on it. I had showed it. It didn't before it got that way. I showed it to my friend. She's a nurse. She was like, "Girl, you need to go to the hospital." My husband was like, "Does it really hurt that bad?" I couldn't even lie down, y'all. I had to sleep sitting up. I had to keep I got in the tub, warm compresses. It just got bigger and bigger and bigger, trying to push that larvae out. No, it's not like a larvae, like it's got fingers and toes and stuff. It's probably on a micro level. It was, but not, it was just like a big white piece. So I was like, okay, I'm going to, camping with my kids. I'm going to be all right. All I got to do is keep taking these ibuprofen. Now, this is me, a natural healer. Now, this is after I fasted now. After I fasted, it got bigger and bigger. So I continue to fast on and off. And like I said, what I should have done, and like I say, you learn from trial and error, was continue to do a dry fast until it had completely been pushed out. But because I've done that before with the cyst on my neck. On a side note, the cyst on my neck had begun to come back. So I was like, man, it's attacking me. So when I stopped, when I did the anti-inflammatory diet, the cyst on the back of my neck by my lymph node, it went back in. It didn't hurt anymore. So I thought same thing was going to be of that. So I was like, I'm going to go. And this was a Thursday, a Tuesday. And it was the 4th of July. I'm going to go with my children on this camping trip. We were going out of town until the 7th. Some way, we were X'd out of the trip. So my friend called me and said, hey, you guys can't go. I am so sorry. And I was like, you know what? Everything happens for a reason. Y'all, if I would have went on that trip, they would have been airlifting me back home. I seriously they say, sweat for God, for real. They would have been airlifting me back home because that weekend from the 4th to like the 8th, it was at its worst. And it was red. It was hurting. Like I'm almost getting PTSD just thinking about this thing. And when I show it to you guys on the YouTube channel, I'm going to try not to linger on it too long because it's a sight. And I think I already know if it was on somebody else, they probably would have went to the doctor. But my spirit team kept telling me, the Holy Spirit, whatever you want to call it, it kept saying, no, you can heal this. You need to learn how to be still. You need to learn how to listen, and you need to learn how to heal this so that you can help others through this. I don't expect others to go the way that I did because this can be helped really quickly through diet. One, and I've been doing this anti-inflammatory diet for a couple of weeks now, and I'm down 20 pounds, like easily within 2 weeks. It was 15 pounds. I was like, wow, and it's something I had been putting out there in my manifestations that I needed to drop some. So this was like the catalyst to it. So again, I woke up, I went to bed one night, had drank some tea. I was drinking some Paul Diarco tea, and then I had taken 3 200 milligram ibuprofen just so I could sleep. Because that night I had been sleeping all day. I had been resting. I had been in the bed. I couldn't even get up at night and pee. I was peeing on myself. Y'all know I'm going to tell y'all the truth. Like, it was hard to do. I couldn't cook. I'm so grateful that my children are self-sufficient and they were doing what they were doing. My husband was very helpful. They let me rest. They let me sleep. And I mean, like for 4 or 5 days straight, I was in the bed. I wasn't eating anything, but some things I was eating. And then I made my garlic soup for antibiotics, not didn't want to take anything. So I got up that next day. I was sitting on the sofa. I had went to sleep sitting up, came into the bathroom, used the bathroom, and then water just kept running. Like I said, y'all, it's like if my water had broken, I had a child. That's how much liquid was up under my breast in this thing. It was running all over the floor. It just soiled the front of my dress. It wasn't blood. It was like a clear liquid. And I called my daughter to help me. My husband had just left for work. I said, Gabrielle, I need you to hold this up and that. And my daughter was like, Mom, it smells like rotten spoiled milk in here. And y'all know, like I said, I'm giving y'all the real. And I said, yup. But I looked at her and I almost cried, y'all. I looked at her and I said, I am doing this so that you never have this. I used to have those boils at her age at 15. I used to have them all under my arms, on my clitoris, in between my butt. I mean, I used to have boils so bad. But guess what? I healed that abandonment issue so I don't pass it on to my daughter with my feelings. And I had saw it on her when she was a 1-year-old, but I stopped that shit. Because I was not going to let my daughter, I wouldn't wish this on the devil, if y'all believe in that sucker. I wouldn't wish this on nobody. Because it takes a toll on your mental health and your physical health. So then it left a hole the size of a quarter with the larvae in it. My husband was like, we're going to have to go old school for this. He went and bought me some bacon. I put bacon on it. It drained for 3 days. That's how much it was in it. I had to keep putting gauze on it. My son had a track meet. I had to go change it in between. It was between the track meet, and glad he's a paramedic, and I'm glad I have some first aid training. I was keeping it cool. I was staying out of the sun. And we put bacon fat on it, and it brought the larvae out, and little by little the white piece left, but it left a hole the size of a quarter and then the bruised skin around it. So today it's better. It still has the bruised skin, but I don't have to put band-aids or anything on it. I bought me some turmeric soap, so I wash up under there. I started back working out this week. Now this has been a whole month this thing took me out. But I listened to myself. I found a way to heal me. And also I was dealing with some underlying abandonment issues that really wasn't in my mind. It was in my subconscious mind. Some things that were coming up now, which was a moment I had this weekend, which I really had to kind of let it all out, crying and just letting it go. So my body knew beforehand what I was going to face, but it was built up in me and it had to be released. And take that time to release. Take that time to let those things out. Listen to your body. I just had a salad tonight and some shrimp. Those are both anti-inflammatory. I did make my salad dressing with avocado and olive oil, and then I will fast for 48 hours. I've been doing it just because I want to make sure that I am out of that heavy inflammation buildup. And then I'm going to, in October, do the liver cleanse. So is my daughter for the first time. So I understand how much I hold. Plus guys, I had been taking clients. Not during the time when I was hurting really bad, but on and off. And I wasn't really totally releasing what I was absorbing in those interactions, because I have to go through some things mentally when when I have clients that are having those heavy drops on them and they really need to release. I don't take it away. I just sense it, and the healer that I am, they feel light because I have absorbed it. I guess it's my spirit team. I don't know. I really haven't understood that for the most part, but I have been grounding for that. So I wanted to tell you guys that there's been a lot going on in between the time I've recorded my last podcast, but I'm so grateful I'm back. If you want to hear from me more frequently, please go over to my YouTube channel at Loving Yourself to Life. And also on Facebook. I post kind of the same things on that too. And I love you guys and I miss you. And I'm here, and you guys are going to be hearing some songs from me. I want you guys to kind of peep some of the things that I have been working on, even in this time of the retrograde. It's really time for you guys to kind of sit down and reflect on yourself. And it's an abundant day. It's 888. And I'm not so much into all of the things because my spirit teams let me know what's going on. But abundance is here. You just have to look around. We were blessed yesterday with like bags and bags of groceries. And just amazing. My son today, we went out and we were talking to people. He came back with an arm full of things and he said, they just gave it to me, Mom. I just don't know what it is. And I'm just soaking this up because this all comes because I am in the receiving mode. You are in the receiving mode, and it's time for you to relax in that and ask yourself, what is it that I need to get rid of to really relax in the receiving mode? Get into that mode so that what it is that you are wanting will find you because it's looking for you just like you're looking for it. But now you just need to stand still and let it come to you and then allow it into your life because it might not come the way you want it. So next episode, we'll talk more about the markets that I've created. It is on my, I keep going back to Loving Yourself to Life. It's on my YouTube channel, so you can check that out. But that has been great for me too. Now, I'm gonna make a video really soon and put on there some things that have been going on with the market. But you are worth it. You deserve, and allow these things of worthiness and deserving to come to you, because you are loving yourself to life. You are healing and loving your life on purpose. As always, this is Jay Chatfield. Do something for you that only you will love. Have a love yourself day.